Okay, because we ate leftovers off of people's plates in the dining room, whatever was left over. So that was a good sign. Then he posted a post on the internet that said, people ask me what this Project Force is like. And I tell them it's like prison, except I can leave at any time. And I privately emailed him and I said, Chuck, I don't know what RPF you were in, but I could never leave at any time, and I don't know of anybody else. And he goes, yeah, there was that time those 3 guys tackled me, then there was this other time this guy ran me down the street. I guess you're right, I was not free to leave. Now, an 8-year sentence into this cocoon of humility, where you cannot speak. Your voice, not only is it taken away, but you cannot speak to someone who is not also in this little dungeon with you. And they even have a better dungeon than that. It's called the RPF's RPF, which I was assigned at 9 months pregnant to go to the RPF's RPF, which at that time was in Florida and was the basement. They say doesn't exist, but it's a boiler room. I don't even think I could have fit in there. And it's ironic that I was sent there. I originally was sent to the RPF because certain courses had not been made. Then I'd been in the RPF for 4 months. Those courses still weren't made. So of course it was my fault. And I had to go to the RPF's RPF because that would all of a sudden make these courses go better. When you are in here, it is, you truly can't get out. And nowadays they have electronic monitors. They have, you step on something and it's a light goes on and they find you, and the security guards are everywhere. And as well as you're just always watched. And if you, then you're also felt with the pressure of you're given a twin. And if you leave, your twin goes to the RPF's RPF. So not only are you leaving, which is harming yourself, but you're harming this friend of yours that you've been working with for so long. One of my friends who was she was in the RPF and she went over the brink. She went psychotic. And they kept her for several years in a shed on their premises under guard. She can only talk to like the medical officer, and they brought her the food because she couldn't be around anybody. And when she got out, I had her read a book called The White-Haired Girl, which if you ever get a hold of it is incredible. It is a memoir of a girl who grew up in China during the revolution. And it is exactly what it would be like if Scientology ruled the world. Children reporting their parents for things privately said in their home. Everybody wondering, what are you up to? And ready to write a report to turn you in so your thinking can get better. And these rehabilitation project camps that Scientology has are all over the world. And some of the very, very senior executives in Scientology have been to them. They're mainly for the people that have signed the billion-year contract, which means they are the most dedicated, they give 24/7 anyway. But there have been people who are not a billion-year contract people who have been sent as well. So it's not a full written law. And these are always tucked away in the most disgusting places of the buildings, the most out-of-the-way buildings. And oftentimes the staff are kept up days in a row to do renovations. They're not even allowed to do the studying, which is what's going to get them out. But somehow they always know. They always know when the building inspectors are coming. They always know, oh, building inspector coming today. And all of a sudden, the space where this rehabilitation project force is turned into a storage area. Because no one would believe that people live there. But they did. And I still, to this day, I do not know exactly what plant or what kind of espionage they had, But they always knew the day before the daycare centers were raided by the Department of Health, the kitchens were going to be inspected by the Department of Health, and just the general buildings. They always knew, and they just changed up. And that's part of the reason why nobody believes that this is true. Because how could this happen, especially in America? Well, there are 4 in America that I know of. And then we have several in Europe. So they do exist. There are people in them now, hundreds of people. And they can't get out. They can't get out. They're under guard. And that's what I wanted to say to you. It is true. It's not some bit of BS by some apostate who came and found Scientology wrong, so wants to make up all these stories about it to have people think it's bad. I couldn't think up this stuff. I could not think up this stuff. And I am not an apostate. I am a whistleblower. And because of Anonymous, I can blow my whistle as loud as I want.
Thank you very much.